Hi, my name is Dr. Al Cordes, and I'll be your instructor for conceptual physics. This is just a little introductory video so that you'll know what to expect from the course. Physics is really a very basic course that looks closely at the world around us. We'll be studying things in your everyday life, such as the motion of objects, gravity, light, sound. Physics is said to be the most basic science, and what I mean by that is that the other sciences, chemistry, geology, biology, are all built on the concepts of physics. So to really understand those other sciences, you really have to know some physics. Now, mathematics is the language of nature, and we're not going to harp on that so much in this course. You will see it to some degree. We are going to run into some formulas now and again, but generally we're going to emphasize concepts in this course rather than formulas. So as a result, mathematical computations are not going to be as extensive as they might be in other physics courses. You will have to do a little bit of calculations, particularly in the labs, but I'll try to keep that to a minimum. So, what is it that we will be studying in physics? Well, a big part of the course is going to be devoted to mechanics, which involves the motion of objects, the forces that cause the motion, gravity, energy, which is a very contemporary topic. Then move on to heat and temperature, and then wave motion, and that's going to include sound and light. And then we're going to talk about special and general relativity, which perhaps you've heard a little bit about, but probably don't know too much about. So I think you're going to find this a most interesting and hopefully exciting course. Measurement and experimentation are obviously a very important part of science, and so as a result, this is going to be a lab course, and you'll be doing some measurements and experimentation. I think you'll find this to be an interesting and fun aspect of the course. There'll be kits that you'll have to purchase that have all the required, or most of the required things that you'll need for the labs. There'll be a few additional items that you should be able to find locally, like in Walmart or the dollar store, and when the time comes, I'll fill you in with the details of those. There'll be some graphs that you'll have to do occasionally, and we'll be using some online software to help you out with that. And then at the conclusion of each one of the labs, you're going to submit a lab report, which is going to be a summary of your findings and explanation of your results. And I'll give you more details of that also in upcoming documents. Some skills that you'll need in the laboratory. Significant figures is one of them. You probably haven't had this before, so I'm going to introduce this topic in the first module. Scientific notation, that's something you should have had in your algebra class. I'll give you a couple of links here for review so that you can brush up on that if you're a little bit rusty with it. A couple of pointers that I'd like to stress about the labs. Please be patient with the labs. Don't rush them. Take your time. Try to be as exact as you can. Keep careful records. You're going to be making measurements of things. It's important that you keep all of your data in one place so that when it comes to interpretation, you have it and you know exactly what you're dealing with. Follow the directions on the lab instructions. I've tried to make them as specific as possible, but I realize there's going to be questions that you have, so when that happens, please ask questions, and not only dealing with the labs, but anything pertaining to the course. There'll be a section on questions for the professor, or there'll be a discussion forum. So please don't hesitate at all to ask questions. Homework. Okay, well, your textbook is going to come with a little code for something that's called Mastering Physics. Mastering Physics is an online homework system. The questions that you'll have are generally going to be pretty straightforward. They're going to come from the reading and from the lectures. There'll be a range of difficulty, but they'll all be reasonable, nothing extremely difficult. Occasionally there'll be a couple that are going to require you to think a little bit more. It pays to spend time on it. Homework is, it helps. If you, obviously you're going to read the book, you're going to be listening to some of the lectures, but spending time on homework really reinforces what you've been presented with. Please complete the homework by the due date. At the end of the due date, you won't be able to submit them. So it's important that you get them completed by that date. Okay, some final words of advice here. Check into the course often. It's very important that you keep up with it. An online class is easy to put off things because you're not directly in the classroom. So it's important that you get on a schedule and check into the course often. Stay on track. Again, easy to put things off in an online class, as I said before. So you need to make sure that you keep up with the modules, do the reading, okay? Check out the introductory videos. I have introductory videos for each section. Don't rely on that. Specifically, the videos are just to introduce the topic, give you a little bit of flavor of it, and then the reading sort of fills out the rest of the material. There'll be discussions that you must participate in. So a couple of discussion questions for each module. Make sure you keep up with the Mastering Physics homework. The labs. Remember, this is a 4-credit course, so there's going to be labs and there's going to be lab reports. And once again, please don't fall behind.